I was getting ready to do this video on Denali sled dog kennels. I was also scrolling through Facebook this morning and I saw a post that a good friend of mine had put up or had shared about the Colbert County Animal Shelter in Tuscumbia, Alabama. And evidently they arrived into work this morning or yesterday at about 5 o'clock in the morning to find what looked to be that their animal shelter had been completely vandalized. It looked like somebody had gone in there and just destroyed the whole place. All their files and everything were on the floor. It was just absolutely destroyed. And what they had found was that one husky had gotten out and was jumping around and having a great time and had somehow let a couple of his buddies out and they were jumping around and having a great time. So they posted up some of the footage and they show up in the morning and there's this little husky sitting out there just laying down in this huge pile of newspapers that it had made for its bed. And I thought nothing could symbolize this, our dog, the dog that we got when we first came to Alaska. It's the perfect description of what it's like owning an Alaskan Husky. These dogs, I think they look like they're Siberian Huskies, but it's just the perfect description of what a Husky can look like if it's not properly trained and properly worked. On the flip side, what you'll see in these videos are Huskies that are definitely well behaved, as we see in this video. So let's take a look. So anytime that we're in Denali National Park, we'll stop in and see if the sled dog kennels are open. Most of the time, because when Michelle and I first came to the state of Alaska, Michelle rescued an Alaskan Husky that we named Ulak. He was both the smartest and worst behaved and most socially backward dog that I've ever met. And in retrospect, and I actually apologized to my wife about this yesterday, because he spent most of his time with me as a puppy, it's entirely my fault. One of the ways that we want to kind of keep his memory alive is visiting the sled dogs there in Denali. So we go and we hang out with them too anytime we're in town. And one of the things that we do is we try to, as we're kind of walking in or on the drive up, is kind of remember or try to guess the name of a dog that we think we might see and place a little family bet. So if you want to do that, you can totally do that too. For the most part, what you're going to see when you go down there are dogs kind of on top of their boxes or asleep, kind of chilled out. It is a working kennel, so those dogs are constantly working. And if they're not working, they're sleeping off the work that they just got done doing during the summer. And you'll see on some of the signs out there that the dogs are working in the summer. They're training in the summer just as they would if they were going to be pulling in the winter. And they're working year round. And they know that they've got a job to do and they love to do their job. And when it's time to go, they're ready to get up and go. They get so super excited. There's this footage that we'll show here of Darko. You can see him pacing around his little spot there. He's ready to go. He knows that it's probably his turn or somebody's turn to go for a walk somewhere. It's really cool to see. One thing to keep in mind though is that although the dogs are pretty well socialized because they're out in the open for visitors pretty much all the time, and they can definitely take some gentle pats on the head, it is an active sled dog kennel. And there was a point there for a second where my son got a little excited and ran to my wife and because he wanted to show her something, and the dogs got loud for a second. They got excited. That kind of surprised my son and got him a little bit worried. From that point forward, he kind of just held our hand as we walked through the kennel. But it's not a place to be running around. You have small children, hold their hand, or if you've got them in a stroller, they need to probably stay in their stroller. You shouldn't be being rough with the dogs or stepping into their space. Don't lean too far forward. Don't be getting your face down into their faces. These aren't pets, they're working dogs.
Thinking about moving to Fairbanks? Well, click on the link below for my free relocation guide where I talk about top schools, top neighborhoods, and so much more.
One of the things that I learned about sled dog anatomy was that their veins and their arteries are kind of intertwined as they go down their legs into their paws. And this is kind of how they are able to run through deep snow and keep their paws from freezing. So as the blood is pumping away from their heart, it's warming the blood that's going back. Blood traveling away from the heart loses heat to the cool blood returning from the paws. So as they're running, I don't think they're running like they're paddling in a pool somewhere, but as they're running, the blood that's coming back is getting warmed by the blood that's coming from the heart. So it's constantly staying warm down in their paws so they can run through deep snow forever. And their body temperatures are going to be warmer in their core, and it's just constantly working as like a circulation pump to keep their bodies warm. It's like so cool. They are literally designed to be here, and we have to wear so many layers and use our big old brains to figure out how to live here. And they're running around designed to be here. So cool. Our dog, like I said, Ulak, was a little bit different from these dogs. As you can see in the sign here, these dogs are quite a bit wider in the shoulder and a little bit taller. These dogs are heavy, deep snow running dogs. They've got these big, broad shoulders, deep, strong legs, and big old wide heads. They've also got a little bit of a thicker coat, so they're really cool. So these are some definite must-sees. If you're in the Denali National Park area, you should definitely stop in and see the rangers there. They are a wealth of information. They can tell you about a lot of really great places to stop and hike, some great trails. They'll give you a ton of information about the dogs, about the sleds, about anything and everything Denali National Park. You should definitely stop in and see them. Hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. We've got a lot of this kind of content coming soon. We're going to be bringing a lot of information about Fairbanks and a ton of information about Alaska. There's a lot to do here, so check us out.